Welcome to part 2 of my article, Harmonic Time, where we're looking at the video and audio examples. I'm using African drums, the sogo, the kiti, the foot shaker, and the African bell. These are African-derived patterns for the most part, but they can be worked very nicely onto the drum set using cymbals, bass drum, and your tom-toms. These are rather interesting puzzles, to say the least, but I'm hoping that we won't be puzzled by them. Now, if I have to stop and start, that's because they are fairly challenging. So, that being said, let's look at example 14, which brings in the 4 against 3 against 2 polyrhythm. The 4 and the 2, the 4 is in the bell and the 2 in the foot. It simply sounds like just 8th notes. And then we bring in the 3. And then you bring in the voice, so 4, 3 to 2 becomes ta, ka, di, mi. Ta, ka, di, mi, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, 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 ta. Again. Ta, ka, di, mi, ta, ka, di, mi, ta, ki, ta, ta, ki, ta, 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 ta. Okay, then example 15 brings in the 3 against 4, but with the syncopated 3 pattern that we looked at before, and the 4 will be in the bell and the syncopated pattern right now in the stick. So that'd be, again. You can set up the same pattern by switching hands. So we have 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 3 and or ta ka di mi, ta ka di mi, ta ka di mi, ta ka di mi, 1. Okay, that's example 15. Example 16 brings in the bass drum using the 2 rhythm, the syncopated that we looked at before, or with the 4 and the drums. So you get this. Ready, go. That's very syncopated, very challenging, and a lot of fun once you get inside it. So now, part 2, we look at some of the African bell patterns. The standard African bell. We're going to create a two bar cycle, so it's 24/8 now, and the foot will be in a 6 feel. It feels like a thumb and 6. So the 1 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. But the drum pattern, borrowed from some examples from Benin, is actually 2, 3, 3 inside it. So you basically get a long cross rhythm in 3, going like this. 1, 1, 1. A little faster. Variation. Many possibilities with these kinds of configurations. Concept of 24/8, but again, it kind of feels like a 6/4. Example 18 is the same thing, but notated in 6/4. Now we can set the same pattern up, but with an 8 in the foot. This is where it gets fairly complicated. Right now it feels pretty straightforward. You got 2 bells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's example number 19 with the 8 tactus beat for the foot. Now we move to our first of the Ajogbo bell patterns from the Ewe people of Ghana. The pattern is basically sounds like this. You have open tones on the bell and also press strokes. So you get Now, borrowing the syllables from matikpo, which is the standard bell, you can say matik, matikpo, matik, matikpo, matik, plakuja. Tik, matikpo, matik, matikpo, matik, plakuja. So there's three phases. The plakuja is the end of the phrase. Here it is with the 8 beat. Matik, matikpo, matik, matikpo, matik, plakuja. Matik, matikpo, matik, matikpo, matik, plakuja. And counting 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. So that's example 20 with various combinations. Now 21, we can bring in the 6th feel for the foot. So with the bell, it lines up very nicely with those three phrases. Sounds very binary in feel. But we can bring in the same 8 to get this, a 3 and 4. Here's the 1 right here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Again, combinations of 3 against 4 with syncopation. Okay, that was example 21. Example 22 brings in the foot now changes to the toto G rhythm, which goes like this. That's using the standard bell, but basically it's a taka, 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 takita, takita. Half of it's in 6, half of it's in 4. So with the bell and the kagan pattern for the drum, it's just offbeat patterns like this. With the bell, 1. Okay, so that's 22. Example 23 brings in the actual traditional kagan, which is the double beat kagan. It sounds like this with the foot. Oh, sorry. 1. So to me, this is the highest level of the harmonic time awareness. You're basically setting up a 4, a 3, and a 2 with lots of syncopation. You get this. 1. Really slowly. 1. Some of these will keep you pretty busy, there's no doubt. That's example 23. So